Hi, everybody. It's Beth Ienni, licensed therapist and food addiction recovery coach. And today I want to talk to you about something fun, like how to have more fun and make more money. Again, if you're just joining me live, my name is Beth Ienni, licensed therapist and food addiction recovery coach. And I want to talk to you about how to have more fun and make more money. Okay? Usually I talk about a lot of serious stuff, because I know food addicts are in a lot of pain. But after 20 plus years of working with food addicts, I have found that not only does recovery mean freedom from that horrible, out of control feeling, that horrible feeling of just gaining weight and hating your body and all those health problems, not only does recovery mean freedom from that anguish, but it also is about a new mental life, a whole new spiritual life, a whole new relational life with other people, and a whole new financial life, a whole new career life. And sometimes a career is working, sometimes it's just something fun, like an art form, right? Or volunteering. It's not necessarily a job, right? So recovery is not just about food and weight. It's about so much more. But I want to talk about food and weight just a little bit. I want to talk about what food addiction is just a little bit so we're all on the same page, okay? And then we'll get to the good stuff, okay? So what is food addiction? For those of you who are new to me, I just want to give you a little summary, okay? Food addiction is when you're out of control with food and you're paying a high price for that. That high price could be self-hatred, it could be exhaustion, it could be medical problems. It could just be that you're miserable every day of your life and you feel horrible mentally and physically. It could be that everything in your life is devastated, or it could be some part of that. It doesn't have to be all of that. Usually addiction does touch every area of life, but it depends how far gone you are. If you're advanced with food addiction, yes, every part of your life is devastated. If you've been at this a while, your health is shot, your mind is gone, your relationships are suffering, and your finances may even be devastated as well, because the fact is ultimately we lose everything in life from this addiction. But if you're younger and you haven't completely lost your health and your sanity and your relationships and your job, if you haven't lost everything yet, sometimes your biggest problem is you're just so frustrated that you're out of control and you're gaining weight. You're just so frustrated that you feel like you know what you're supposed to be doing, but you don't do it. So no matter who you are and where you are in this process, the one thing all food addicts do have in common is this overwhelming feeling of, oh my gosh, I just can't seem to control my food and my weight. And it does tend to cause, at the very least, a lot of shame, guilt, frustration, self-loathing. And, the fact is, we just don't like the way we look, even though we're not politically correct to say that anymore. We're supposed to love ourselves no matter what. And of course, we don't, because the fact is, we've been conditioned by our society to look at ourselves critically, right? So we can't pretend that we don't have that, right? So we're suffering. And the first thing that recovery gives you within days is that breakthrough of, oh my gosh, I'm no longer obsessed with food. Oh my gosh, I'm no longer out of control. Oh my gosh, I've never had this experience. Or if I have, I've never had any confidence it would last. So there's that light bulb moment just a few days into recovery of, wow, I can be free from this thing. Right? So that's exciting. That's exciting. And then within sometimes a very short period of time, days, weeks, all of a sudden there's less pain because a lot of those foods were causing inflammation, right? All of a sudden there's more energy within a couple weeks because all those foods were really dragging down your digestion and just your whole body was crashing constantly, right? With the blood sugar up and down and everything, right? All of a sudden you start to think a little more clearly. So you're starting to see very soon what's going on, and then within weeks, your doctor is saying, "What have you been doing? Your blood pressure is coming down. We need to change your medications, or else it'll be too low. Your blood sugar's coming down. We're going to need to change your medications because it's too low." We've had that problem come up a couple of times where clients were like, "Oh my gosh, I need to get into the doctor. These medications are too much. I don't need this much medication," right? They're coming off cholesterol medications, right? Pain medication, digestive medication. All of that is wonderful. But let's face it, a lot of us have had moments, and I say us because I'm a recovered food addict, a lot of us have had in the past moments of short-term success where we're like, wow, I feel better. Wow, I'm losing some weight. Wow, my health conditions are better, but we couldn't sustain it. And, we're thinking, gee, is that all recovery is? You just have this moment of glory and then it falls off again, this moment of glory and then it falls off again. No, that's not what recovery is at all. Recovery is having confidence that you are done with fighting about food for the rest of your life. It's food neutrality. It's the promised land for every addict is to finally feel neutral about the substance, to no longer be fighting about it. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it, sugarcoat it. I'm not going to whitewash it. Recovery does take your attention. Food addiction especially does require some new learnings about food. But the fact is, long-term recovery is absolutely possible today. I'm not sure it ever was in the history of mankind, because the fact is, the therapists haven't been trained in it, the doctors haven't been trained in it, the commercial weight loss programs, the dietitians, all the normal folks people usually go to don't know about this. This is an emerging field now where some of us, thank heaven, some of us have cracked the code. So now there's no reason not to have long-term recovery. But I want to sell you, if possible, on this idea that long-term recovery is not just about weight loss. Okay, I really want you to get this. It's not just about getting off medications. It's not just about fitting into that really cool outfit that's been hanging in your closet. Okay, it's about all that stuff, but that's not the coolest part. The coolest part is you actually have mental health, maybe for the first time in your life. You actually have peace. You may actually start to have for the first time a real spirituality, a real spiritual connection that maybe you wanted but it never quite materialized for you. We're talking about marriages being saved. We're talking about healing deep wounds from other relationships. We're talking about, and this is where the good stuff, having more fun and making more money and really enjoying your life. What? A lot of you I speak to when I say, hey, what are you going to do when you feel better? You're like, I have no idea. I don't remember ever feeling good. I don't even know what that is anymore. And I want you to start thinking about this because recovery is now possible. Long-term recovery is not only possible, but definite if you can meet some minimum requirements and get the right help, okay? So what does it mean when I say having more fun and making more money? Okay, well, let's face it. In order to have fun, you have to have sort of a baseline of mental health. You just do. And you can't have that if you're drugging your brain constantly with foods that don't agree with you. I think a lot of people don't get the food addiction is just like alcoholism. It's just a sneakier. It's just like other drug addictions, but it's sneakier. We don't think we're drunk. We don't think we're stoned. We don't think we're altered because it's not as dramatic as alcohol and drugs. But the fact is, we are altered when we are lost in food addiction. We don't understand that we're in this low level depression. We don't understand we're in this chronic agitation or anxiety. We don't understand we're in this fog. We don't understand it till we get out of it. Okay? But do you understand that that is one of the main reasons why your life is not feeling good to you is that you are chemically altered. And not only that, but of course, all the devastating consequences of food addiction are also horribly depressing and make you feel horrible, like all the medications you have to take and just the way you look and the way you feel. And it's an endless downward spiral. Think about that spiral going up instead of down. Think about needing less medication and having less medication side effects. Think about having less pain and being able to move more and being able to do more fun things. And then woohoo, right? Think about losing weight, wearing fun clothes, doing more things, being less ashamed. Think about feeling sexier and having more intimacy in your life, having more fun. Do you see how you can spiral up? And not only do you feel less depressed, but again, you feel less anxious, you have more peace. And what's really cool, and I think this is how this directly impacts money, is that you can learn new stuff. And I'll use myself as an example. Okay. It just so happened that a few years ago, I wanted to transition from a brick and mortar private practice to working exclusively online. Now, this was before the pandemic hit. It's a good thing I learned this, right? But this is what I'm getting at. When you're a 50-something person and you have never had a job that required computers, which I never did, I was a therapist and a mom and a wife. I didn't need a computer. Okay, I actually took handwritten notes until a few years ago. Seriously. Okay, I didn't even use a computer at work. Okay, I didn't even get on Facebook at home. I didn't even do it. Okay, so when you're 50 something and you're trying to learn a new skill to make money because you have a dream and you have a vision, good luck if you're in that brain fog. If you're in that indecisive, sort of semi-depressed brain fog, where you're sort of chronically anxious and worried and you can't make a decision and you have no inspiration, okay, you have no confidence, good luck learning some technology. Good luck transitioning into a new career. And this is what I'm trying to get at, guys, is that it's depressing and it's financially painful to be a food addict. Okay? I want you to stop being so darn depressed and start, worrying less about money and having more fun. Now, some of you, the big financial gain is you're going to stop wasting money on food. You're going to stop having to spend so much on medical stuff. You can stop worrying about those long-term care expenses that you know are going to bankrupt you if you keep going, right? I mean, that's the sad fact in the United States. I don't know about other countries, but you have to bankrupt yourself in order to get long-term care usually, because the insurances say they cover some, but they don't cover the whole thing, right? So not only does recovery save you hundreds of thousands of dollars, according to the CDC, but it is a way for you to actually make money. You can learn something new. And it's not just intellectual, guys. It has to do with that spiritual connection and that inspiration and that confidence, that je ne sais quoi, that zest for life, right? That has to do with I feel mentally and physically strong enough and clear enough to pick a goal, to decide on a goal, learn how to do this, take an online course, get a certification, learn how to start a new business, whatever it is, and just do it. Maybe for some of you, you just need to make better financial decisions. Some of you, it's not about getting a job or learning a new job, but making better financial decisions. Good luck doing that if you're in a foggy, depressed, worried state. So, what I'm trying to say is not only does recovery mean that you don't worry about food anymore, that's just done. You don't worry about all the food related health problems anymore. That's just over. You have a whole new brain and a whole new body and a whole new spirituality and a whole new vision for your life that you can be excited about, that can make you money, that can help you save money, and that can help you really have a more creative, fun life. I mean, and you and I both know what makes life really fun is just to feel good enough to really enjoy the stuff you already have, even, right? A lot of you have said that to me. Gosh, I wish I could just enjoy walking my dog. I can't even enjoy that. I've got aches and pains. I feel depressed, right? I'm nervous. So I'm talking about really, really having more fun, just being on the planet, just feeling good, waking up in the morning going, wow, my body feels pretty good today. I'm feeling very optimistic. I'm going to look in the mirror and go, hey, you, I like you. I'm excited about my future. I have plans. I'm getting along with people now. I have all kinds of inspirations. I have all these plans now. And then all of a sudden, something as horrible as a pandemic for some of you can actually be an opportunity. Now, I know it's not an opportunity for everybody. Please hear me. I know that. But for some of you, you know who you are, and I'm talking to you, and you know it. For some of you, this is an opportunity for something new. And unless you feel up to that new life, it's not yours. And please stop telling yourself you're too old. Please stop telling yourself that. It's a lie. The reason why you're depressed and in a fog and in pain and sick is because of food addiction. You got to get honest with yourself. There's no way to get better if you can't face the truth. Okay? You have to be able to face the truth. Every addict knows this, that the first step is always admitting that you are ruining your life with food. Now, with food addicts, it's tricky because you're not taught this in school, right? The doctors don't tell you about all this. They don't tell you how food destroys your mental health. They don't tell you how food is directly creating that depression and that anxiety and that brain fog. They're not telling you that stuff. So, of course, you can't know that. But now you know because you watch this video, okay? Food is the reason why you're miserable. It's either directly changing your brain chemistry or it's indirectly changing your brain chemistry because it's ruining your whole body and it's ruining your whole medical thing and it's ruining all your relationships and because you feel so horrible you can't do anything and it's ruining everything because you're ruined. Okay, You have to locate the problem before you can solve it. So I hope this has been a little piece of inspiration for you today, because I truly believe that every single food addict has a whole beautiful life waiting for her. If only she believed it was possible, if only she believed it was real. I know when you failed 100 times and for decades you're thinking, eh, that's not real. This is just a fantasy. And that's what every single one of my clients has said, is that it seems too good to be true. How could it be true? I've already failed 100 things. Well, that's what it's like to be living in an age where change happens quickly. For decades, you're right. Help was not available. You're right. The doctors told you to eat less and exercise more. The commercial weight loss programs told you to eat packaged food or track things or get a fitness app, right? The nutritionist gave you these plans that there's no way you were going to follow because you were not in control with your food, right? You did the best you could, right? You went to therapy, talked about your mother, and your mother is still your mother, and you're still overweight and out of control, right? So you've already done all the things that you were told to do, and they didn't work for a reason. They never really understood your food addiction. Therapists are not trained in food addiction. I hate to say it. I'm trained because I got special extra training. It wasn't taught in schools. So you can't get therapy for food addiction right now, but there is help available online right here and right now. And if you're interested in getting that help right here and right now, we want you to reach out to us. Okay? If you're interested in investing in professional help right now, we would like you to schedule a call. We're going to put it in the comment sections below if you're on Facebook, or you can just go to amybethcall.com. That's Amy, A-M-Y, Beth, B-E-T-H, call, C-A-L-L.com, amybethcall.com. So we offer free hour calls to anyone who's interested in investing in professional help today. We talk to you about what's going wrong with your food and your health right now, what your goals are, and we ask you some questions to make sure you're really a candidate for what we do. And if we believe we can help you, we will tell you what we do. And if we don't believe we can help you, we will be honest with you and tell you that too. Either way, it's going to be the best hour you've ever spent getting real about your food addiction. And we look forward to talking to you.